Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, today we've got an episode of Bullet Points that I have to get in front of you because this is so asinine. Now, as you know, on Bullet Points, we dive into opinion pieces, kind of the halls of the left, where they circulate all their what ifs and they really dive into that echo chamber. Well, we're bashing into the echo chamber with a sonic boom because this kills me. It's so asinine. Now, the article we're going to talk about is from or around January 6th, right? But it's not about what happened. It's about what could happen. And so we should take actions about what could have happened, not what did happen. And that's where it gets really just hypothetically a pain in my butt. So we're going to dive into this. The article is linked in the description box below, but we have to do this because this is where they're putting out the ideas. And this is how we beat those ideas and we pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation, because that's what we're about on this channel. And that's also why we founded the Second Press. The Second Press brings you original Pro 2A content to reframe the narrative from our perspective, not theirs. We are no longer reacting, we are now driving the conversation. That's what the Second Press is about. Every Monday through Friday, delivered directly to your inbox with a unique article across 10 different authors, narrated by myself, for your enjoyment to further the argument of the Second Amendment and really get into building something powerful to drive that Second Amendment forward, and this will change the game. There's a two-week free trial in the link below. Please jump on. I want to hear what you guys think. But now, let's dive into this opinion piece around January 6th. Democracy under fire. The insurrectionists are heavily armed. They are heavily armed. You mean they were? No, you meant are. Okay, let's keep going. Every Western democracy has extremists. Individuals who believe in the worst forms of racism and xenophobia. It's got like shades of 2016 all over it, doesn't it? Or are committed to overthrowing the government by force. A couple hundred people, huh? Okay. But America is the only such country that makes it easy for its extremists to arm themselves with and stockpile high-powered weapons. So here we go into the hypothetical realm. This never occurred. Keep in mind, this never occurred. But they're writing as if it did to get their end goal based off of a hypothetical. It's really important because this is what they do on the left. To start, we now know January 6th itself was an armed insurrection. Okay, let's keep going. Though we may never know just how many rioters carried firearms that day, in reviewing court dockets, we were able to identify at least 12 individuals allegedly tied to the events of January 6th who were arrested in Washington, D.C. and charged with firearms offenses. There's a lot there. Let's unpack that. So we now know. That's a declarative, positive statement. We know January 6th itself was an armed insurrection, even though no shots were fired at anyone other than the police firing at the insurrectionists. No big deal. Let's keep going. But we don't know how many rioters, so now we're questioning. So we know it was armed, but we don't know how many rioters it was. And in reviewing court documents, we were able to identify at least 12 individuals allegedly tied. So we went from we know, we'll never know, they were allegedly tied, so therefore let's do gun control. This is thin at best. Let's keep going. There's more thinness. The insurrection took place in our capital, where gun laws are strict and open carry is prohibited. Conspicuous use of guns at protests is far more common elsewhere in America. Okay, let's dive into that. So now you're dispelling gun control that doesn't work because Washington, D.C. is a completely tight, and what'd you say? Strict and open carry is prohibited. Well, if it's strict gun control and the laws are in place, how are people able to carry guns through this armed insurrection that did happen, that didn't happen, that allegedly happened? You see my point? They talk in circles. This doesn't make any sense. But let's keep going because this is written by gun control executives at some of the biggest gun control organizations in the United States. Extremist groups also often embrace the insurrectionist theory of the Second Amendment. Oh, wait, just wait. Which says the Second Amendment gives armed groups the right to take whatever measures necessary, including force, to abolish oppressive governments. The insurrectionist theory of the Second Amendment? Do you mean the founding of this nation? Which led to the very rights of which you're using in your press right now? You mean that one? The entire country was founded on a Revolutionary War based on the fact that we fought back force with arms. But you're saying that everyone who's on the Second Amendment has an insurrectionist theory? Okay, I can't wait to continue this. A recent survey by University of Chicago may help answer the question. Currently, 9% of Americans believe the statement, quote, use of force is justified to restore Donald J. Trump to the presidency, end quote. 9% of Americans equates to 21 million American adults. That's more than 21 million Americans willing to support a coup or insurrection to overthrow our democratically elected government. Okay, they went from 9% believe this to now 21 million people support a coup and an insurrection. There's so many jumps in this article, but the whole point is you don't have anything to really go off of, so you've got to go off of a hypothetical and make up stuff, to be honest. And those millions have nearly unlimited access to high-powered firearms in our country. Really? How do you know that? How do you know they can pass the background checks? How do you know that they have all these intentions? How do they know, they even own guns? You're kind of jumping to the fact that you said 9%, and then therefore all those 21 million believe this coup, and also they all have firearms. That's a lot of subjective opinion based in no fact. This sure is an opinion article. And that's what I've got for you guys today. What they do is, in the absence of actual fact, they just make it up and they take jumps from bump to bump to bump. And you go from there was an insurrection to it's red Russia happening right now. I mean, like it's asinine how lack of fact base that this is an article represents. But that's why we fight this. That's why we do these bullet points episodes. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you on the next one at 9 p.m. tonight.